Hi and welcome to this reading. Today I am pulling through the energy of the number 6 and the number 9. Now, new to my channel, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. A bit about me first. I'm an intuitive tarot reader. I pick up on energy prior to a reading. I will then come and use my tarot and oracle decks to further clarify the message. Whenever you stumble across this reading, you are meant to find it. We've got the Three of Cups. All of the readings that I do on this channel are timeless. And we've got the Lovers on the bottom, a choice. Now, not a romantic reading. I'm not picking up romantic energy. The Lovers card used to be called the Choice card in the tarot. All of the decks that I use on my channel are my own designs because I'm also an illustrator. So if you're called to any of those, the links to them can be found in the description box. The Three of Cups. The Lovers is Gemini, Mercury. So the choice about how you are communicating, and the Three of Cups is Mercury in Cancer. How you are communicating. That's so interesting that those two cards have come out. The choices that you make about how you are emotionally communicating. Right, I'm going to pop those there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get you an angel, and I'm also being called to get you a rune as well. Now, I have just started using runes. Health and longevity, number 28. The Six of Wands, which is Jupiter in Leo. Yeah. Okay. I know where we're going here. I did have a dream last night. Whoa, Metatron, the celestial scribe. Whatever's happening here is bound to you contractually within the book of life. So Metatron is the angel that literally writes out all the contracts that you have with the man upstairs for what lessons you are meant to learn in this lifetime. What I'm actually picking up here is that the lessons that you are meant to be learning, you're either ignoring them or, because that's Jupiter in Leo. Leo energy is stubborn sometimes, stubborn, bullheaded energy. Might be something about Leo season, because we are in Leo season at the moment. It's the 5th of August today. Not gender specific. My readings are timeless. So whenever you stumble across it, you're meant to find it. Doesn't matter if you don't see this reading at the time that I post it. Metatron. You've gone off course a little bit here. Six of Wands, Three of Cups. How you are communicating. Okay, I'm going to give you the messages that I got. So the number 6, this way. And then the number 9 is this way, which is actually the glyph of Cancer. I don't know, for some people who have a filthy mind, you also see 69, but that's not what this reading is about. I was also getting the number 666, which biblically is the beast. So if you look at the book of Revelation, now I think it's, I wrote it down just when I was doing my notes. Chapter 13, verse 18. 666 is the number of the beast. But in reverse, it's 999, which is this year. Because we have the 999 portal, the 9th of the 9th, 2025 adds up to a 9. So that's next month. 999 symbolizes endings and beginnings, but Jupiter in Leo, victory after a long battle. The victory that you have in a battle that you have been in depends on the choices that you make. The Lovers card. Now, we could be talking about a relationship here, but this was the channeled message that I got. Somebody whose actions, so something that you have done, the battles that you have been in, somebody whose actions have pulled down their own tower, but they take no accountability. They have the opportunity to reflect internally, which is that number 9, which is hermit energy. They have the opportunity to reflect internally, but they instead place the blame on others and play the victim. Then I was hearing the song, and I've been hearing it for days. If we go down, then we all go down together. The other message that I got, I heard they are happy to sink the ship if it means that they don't have to take accountability. Now, 666 in gematria means absence, meaning not my problem. Even though they're involved, not my problem. Taking no accountability. It also means a turban. So something that's covering their head, you know, not willing to see. Or ashes, burn something to the ground, as long as it means that they don't have to take accountability. 999 is a pit, a ditch, a hole in the ground, and also knowledge. So this is somebody who's well aware, but just doesn't want to do any of the work internally. Now the beast is the number 198 or 282 in gematria. 198 is to know with certainty, or the word solitary. So something that's part of this person's journey in something that they, and you have to excuse the dogs, this person might be all bark and no bite. There's obviously something happening, some sort of workman in the street, because all the dogs in the street, laying blame externally. So, as I was saying, 198, to know with certainty or solitary. This is somebody who as part of whatever is happening in their life is meant to have gone, please excuse those, that's the next door neighbour's dogs. Somebody as part of their soul's journey in life, whatever this is, they are meant to have gone into some form of solitary energy. But for some reason, they don't want to do the work. They don't want to look at their contribution to whatever has happened. 282 is without mother. This is somebody who would rather go round and round and round in circles. And if you think of that Cancer energy, it's, you know, that 6 and the 9. It's round and round and round and round and round. The symbol of Cancer itself is that soft interior. If you think about a crab, it's that soft interior and this hard exoskeleton. And I just had to pause because literally the dogs were going off. So this is somebody who doesn't want to expose, I just heard soft underbelly. They don't want to expose their soft underbelly. They don't want to, they essentially don't want to do the work. And all these dogs are barking. So I've got the dogs in the 2 houses behind are barking. And I've got this little pigeon, and I've named him today Mr. Percival. Mr. Percival is in the garden. He lives between the two roofs, my roof and the roof next door. But he's just in the garden with all these dogs barking around him. He's just in the garden picking up seeds, totally oblivious. This also might be somebody who is totally oblivious because they are so internally focused on playing the victim that they can't see the forest for the trees. Mr. Percival, just picking seeds in the garden, is not aware at all of what's going on in the surroundings. So the dream that I had was I was living in a high-rise building with my family, and this homeless person, we had offered a bed for the night on our couch, and they woke up in the morning and started complaining about how uncomfortable the couch was. And so the symbolism in that dream, you know, being offered something but still playing the victim. That tower symbology, you know, this high-rise building tearing something down. Somebody whose actions have pulled down their own tower, but they take no accountability. They have the opportunity to reflect internally, but instead place blame and play the victim. Now, I'm not in any way, shape or form saying that somebody who is homeless is bad or anything like that, but it's this particular person in my dream, it was their choice to destroy everything in their life because they couldn't see the bigger spiritual lesson in it. Interesting. Deep shadow work. They weren't prepared to do the deep shadow work. What else? Let's see if we get True North. And childhood wounds and patterns. Okay, so this is somebody... Now, I doubt that this is you, because if you're coming to a tarot reading It's because you are looking deeper and you are trying to align yourself with your true north. I think that this is somebody around you who is pulling towers down, and you've either been pulled down with it. Maybe you are part of the rubble that's come down when they've pulled this tower down, or you might be observing it from the outside, meaning it could be somebody, a friend, a family member, who's destroying their world and all the people in it because they won't do the deep shadow work. It's almost like they've got the blinders on, like the pigeon, just happily picking seeds in the garden while all these dogs, now all of these dogs, I mean, there's all fences and everything, but, you know, they would literally destroy that little pigeon, but oblivious. This is somebody who's oblivious, and it's because they're in Leo energy, thinking about self. Leo is the sun. They're thinking about themselves. And Metatron's here because it's this trying to get them realigned. Now, this is not your job to do that. And if you are anybody on a spiritual journey, you will have created potentially boundaries around this person in order to protect yourself and protect your sanity. And I just heard protect your livelihood. I also want to say that if this is somebody in your life, if it's a family member or a friend, and you see somebody else who is trying to assist this person, the way that you can help in that situation. If you're wanting to help but you want to keep your boundaries up, the way that you can help in that situation is to be kind and help the person who is helping this person. So, for example, if you have a parent who is helping a child through something, and you can see that that parent is absolutely drained because this person is just not getting the lesson, but you want to create boundaries, then it would be doing something nice for that parent, like cooking them a meal or giving them a bunch of flowers, or it's the support for the support person is what I'm saying, is a way that you can help without crossing over that boundary and being pulled down in whatever tower this is. Because this person, as I said, the channel message was somebody whose actions have pulled down their own tower, but they haven't taken no accountability. They have the opportunity to reflect internally, but they instead blame and play the victim. If we go down, then we all go down together. Happy to sink the ship if it means that they don't have to take accountability. And maybe that is their true north in this lifetime, this big lesson that they have to learn, that they end up at the bottom of the ocean. Okay, let's get some cards. The energy around this person, flicked out, 9 of Wands. The dam's about to break, or it has already broken. The 9 of Wands is the moon in Sagittarius. That's karma. Wands are creativity, what they have created in this lifetime. Now that is the 999 portal, 9. What they have created in this lifetime. The karma that they have created in this lifetime. The energy that this person is sitting in. If you looked at this person, the King of Swords, that's unbalanced. This is self-righteous. King of Swords wields the sword of truth. It's Uranus in Libra. Libra is about balance. Uranus is the planet of earthquakes. And that's what I'm saying here. They've literally pulled everything down around them because they refuse to see, death and destruction. They refuse to see any truth, even a little amount of truth. They refuse to see it. What's happening in their soul? 10 of Cups. It's Mars and Pisces. Pisces is, well, 10 to the end, but Pisces is Pisces is a spiritual truth, and the 10 of Cups is everything that you could wish for on an emotional level, but it's Mars in Pisces. And Mars is Mars is Emperor energy. It's well, in this instance, it's out of balance Emperor energy. They've basically charged forward. You can't tell me that I'm doing anything wrong. And in doing that, they've pulled the tower down. The choices that they've made have caused this massive tower. Justice on the bottom. Maybe they're going through some sort of legal because of decisions that they've made. This would be somebody, you know, with the Hermit. This would be somebody who would storm into a courtroom thinking that they'd won because they're too blind to see that they were at any fault. The message from the man upstairs, the Strength card. Karmic abundance, karmic retribution. You reap what you sow. Number 8, we are in August at the moment. That's Leo and the Sun. And the outcome. Seven of Swords. And on the bottom, the Ace of Pentacles. Yeesh. I've never looked at the Ace of Pentacles. Slow moving. What they've built. What they built, then what they destroyed. What they built and what they destroyed in the process because they weren't willing to look. This is a card of deception, of illusion, of thinking that you had it all in the bag, thinking that you know better than anybody else, and it's all coming crashing down. But that Ace of Pentacles, it's a gift from God in terms of, this is somebody who maybe the bottom's fallen out, the bottom's fallen out, the bottom's fallen out, but at the end of the day, there's still one more bottom to fall out. They haven't hit rock bottom yet. It's almost like this Metatron, the celestial scribe, is saying, right, I'm going to give you an opportunity to learn this lesson. And you didn't get it. Right, I'm going to give you another opportunity and you didn't get it. I'm going to give you another opportunity and you didn't get it. Now, enough chances. Now, I'm really gonna make you understand what you destroyed. Okay, let's get one of these. Oh, yeah. What does this person need? Need to know. Friendship. I perceive that a friend graces my life for a purpose, whether good or bad. Maybe they've destroyed friendships in the process. You could have walked away from a friendship with this person. Service, that tried to come out before. I experience a radiant joy when I can lend a helping hand to others. Health. I shall revere the sacred vessel that cradles my spirit. That's the spiritual work that I need to do. And sorrow. I've come to realize that losing something is like hitting the refresh button, giving me a shiny new perspective to treasure it all over again. What they destroyed. Okay, I'm going to get some cards from here. Anything else we can know about this situation and this person? Got to go deep. That's a shell. This is this crab energy. When you think of a hermit crab, and there's a video on YouTube, if you just search up hermit crabs changing shells, and it's David Attenborough, and it's all these little hermit crabs, and basically as they grow, they all end up on a beach, and there's like 5 or 6 hermit crabs. and 6 or 7 shells, and they basically have to, they go in order, and the biggest hermit crab, because he's grown, he has to move up to the next shell, and then they all kind of follow. There's no growth here. There's no growth because this person hasn't done any internal work. That's a map. The bottom of that map, these are all the places that I this is my favorite things deck. These were all the places that I traveled on a holiday when I was 21. And at the bottom of it, because I returned back to my hometown, we wrote flight delayed. This person's spiritual growth is delayed until they learn this lesson. Yeah. There's no, that's a stopwatch, but there's no hands on the clock. Like, it's almost like this person is in limbo. This person is in limbo until they recognize what it is, not that's holding them back, until they recognize their contribution to whatever they destroyed. Again, that's compass. True north. There's no markers on here though. That's the N from the north. There's no markers on there. They're held back. This is the first time that that's come out. The stone which the builders rejected ended up being the most important, is the scripture. That makes me want to cry. That's a passage. That's a passage in the Bible. I think it's Psalms 113, maybe. Snail. This person's taken a long time to learn this lesson. The stone which the builders rejected. Something that this person has destroyed in the process because they didn't give a shit about it, basically. It was collateral damage. And taking accountability is acknowledging the value of what they destroyed. The stone which the builders rejected turned out to be the most important of all. Taken a long time, childhood wounds and patterns, a long time to learn this lesson. Okay, I'm going to get you some Scrabble tiles. Could be your first, middle, and last name, initial. Could be that of this person or somebody in and around, or anything that pertains to this situation. That's also the song from Barbie and the Rockers. That is, there was a big court case, actually. Barbie and the Rockers, I think it was Mattel. Somebody stole something. Somebody stole something. Have a look. If that resonates with you, because it's not, I just know that there was a court case between Mattel, which was Barbie and the Rockers, and I think Gem, which was another brand of dolls. And something was stolen. If that resonates with you, just type in Barbie and the Rockers legal case or court case. Okay, letters and numbers in here. I'm going to give it a shake. If you have hearing sensitivity, just turn your volume down. I'm going to shake it in 3, 2, 1. Ooh. Okay. We have an E and a 1, an A and a 1, an O and a 1, a G and a 2, a B and a 3, a D and a 2, a W and a 4, a V and a 4, an L and a 1, a I and a 1, an F and a 4, a Q and a 10, a U and a 1, an N and a 1, a T and a 1, lots of ones, a Q, a K and a 5, and finally an M and a 3. I'm going to get you 3 final cards. 4 of Swords, Page of Swords, even if this person just stops for a tiny second and does some internal reflection, realizes that, yeah, Internal reflection, Queen of Cups. What's happening here is this person is so determined to not take accountability that they're racing and potentially destroying more. This person just needs to stop. They're making things worse, is what I heard. Sorrow. Okay, that's what I've got for you. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. If it resonated with you, please give it a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe. If you call to any of the tarot or oracle decks, the links to those can be found in the description box. All the best on your journey with this person, and I will see you in another reading.